Good afternoon. My name is Andrew Ward, and this is Stock Watch. That coming into the second week of the season, there have been some ups and downs for everybody. So I decided I might try to give you guys a little bit of help since you're so fucking terrible at fantasy football. I'm gonna do a little show every week that's basically recapping, in my opinion, trends up, trends down, like who's performing the best at the time, and go ahead and give you guys a little hope of actually making the playoffs this season. So starting with trend up. So my first obvious trend that I saw in week one was pass catching backs. Very great games from quite a few players who tend to focus solely on catching balls out of the backfield rather than running. Danny Woodhead had a great game. I know he performed really well. Theo Riddick and Amir Abdullah both each had a couple touchdowns, and Theo Riddick had two through the air. And David Johnson, his lone touchdown this week, came through the air as well. So definitely a lot of high points coming from that direction, not as much coming from the traditional ground game. My number two for trending up would be the New Orleans, anybody who's a receiver for them. Obviously, we got Brandon Cooks, who a lot of people doubted coming into the season, but he showed up and he performed this week. But we also have Willie Snead, who showed out with a solid 15-point plus game, and not really many people saw that coming, but I guess when you have Drew Brees on your team, that definitely helps. A couple more running backs. Melvin Gordon, great weeks out of him so far after a disappointing rookie season. So we're very happy to see he's bouncing back a little bit and scoring his first NFL touchdown this week. Tevin Coleman, not sure if many people are aware. I know Aaron picked him up off waivers. He actually only had 2 snaps less than Devonta Freeman, and he had way more all-purpose yards. So that's definitely an improvement, and it's going to be a little bit of running back by committee in Atlanta this year. And our last trending up, I think, checks and balances. There was a trade earlier today that tried to get put through by Harrison Logue, and it was just supreme bullshit ultimately. And I'm just proud the rest of us had the opportunity to veto that trade when we saw that there was some clear collusion there. And now we're going to move on to trending down. So my first trend down, and this comes as a surprise to a lot of us, is Todd Gurley. He had 22 carries and 37 yards. And from a top 10 pick, that's not the kind of production you're really wanting to see there. Hopefully he'll bounce back for the rest of the season, but we'll have to see how it goes. My number two for trending down is all tight ends. With Gronkowski hurt, Jimmy Graham's obviously not the level that he was a couple of years ago. There's really not many dominant tight ends in the league anymore. I know most of us had a tight end that only got 6 or less points, and hopefully we'll see a little bit better from that coming into the next couple weeks because it's definitely an important position. My number 3 trending down, Adrian Peterson. And I know that comes as a shock to a lot of you guys, but I'm not sure if you watched the game. He was very ineffective against a bad Titans defense. I'm not going to say he's done, and I'm not going to say he's even going to decline, but it's definitely something that needs to be watched out for. And finally, my last trending down would be Logan's team. Years past, Logue tends to dominate, and no one has any idea because he's, uncoordinated, not the smartest guy, pretty good looking, big dick, but other than that, like, what else does he have, other than fantasy football? And that's what he puts all of his time and his effort into. This year, Logue's team's not looking great. With Phillip Rivers as his starting quarterback, Gronkowski, who's still coming off that injury. Obviously, we're going to have issues there. Keenan Allen with the torn ACL. I really don't see a good outlook for Logue's team, so I'm not sure how I'm feeling about that. So thanks for watching the inaugural show, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll be seeing y'all next week. Thanks so much.